Hello, my friend. I'm Sarah. Welcome back to Learn English Daily. I'm so happy you're here. This week, something exciting happened. It was my first weekend in my new city, and it all started with one simple message. Friday afternoon, our English class had just finished. Claire smiled at everyone. You worked very hard this week. I'm proud of you. Now, enjoy your weekend. See you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, we answered together. Everyone slowly packed their bags, books, notebooks, pens, water bottles. The classroom became quieter. Daniel stretched his arms. I'm finally free. Emma laughed. You say that every Friday? I know. He smiled. Because it's always true. Aiko closed her notebook carefully. I think I'll visit the museum tomorrow. Sophia smiled. I'm going to sleep. Everyone laughed. All day? Daniel asked. Maybe, she replied with a grin. I've had a busy week. We walked outside together. The weather was beautiful. The sky was bright blue. A cool breeze moved through the trees. People filled the streets. Some were riding bicycles. Some were walking their dogs. Others were sitting outside cafes. I looked around. Everything felt familiar now. Just 1 week ago, I didn't know these streets. Now, I recognized many places. The bakery, the bookstore, the little cafe, the bus stop. It felt nice. Emma smiled at me. So, what are your plans for the weekend? I laughed. I don't have any. Really? She looked surprised. Nothing at all? I shook my head. I was thinking about reading and maybe walking around the city. Daniel smiled. That sounds relaxing. But I think weekends are better with friends. I smiled. I agree. Emma looked at her phone. My bus is here. She waved. See you later. Bye. Take care. Aiko also left. So long. Have a nice weekend. You too. Soon? Only Daniel and I were standing at the bus stop. He looked at me. Did you enjoy your first week? I smiled. Very much. I was nervous on Monday. But now, I already feel more comfortable. Daniel nodded. That's how it starts. Every week gets easier. His bus arrived. He stepped onto the first stair. Then he turned around. I almost forgot. He smiled. Keep your phone with you tomorrow. I looked confused. Why? You'll find out? The bus doors closed. Daniel waved through the window. Then the bus disappeared around the corner. I laughed quietly. What was that about? I walked back to my apartment. The afternoon sun filled the streets with warm light. Children were playing in the park. A street musician was singing. Someone was walking a golden retriever. The city felt alive. When I arrived home, I made a cup of tea, changed into comfortable clothes, and sat by the window. I opened my new English book, the one I had bought yesterday, A New Beginning. I smiled. Then my phone vibrated. I picked it up. A new message. It was from Emma. Emma. Hi, Sarah. Are you free tomorrow morning? I smiled. Before I could answer, another message appeared. Daniel. We're planning something fun. Would you like to come? Then another message. Aiko. Please say yes. I couldn't help smiling. 3 messages. 3 new friends. 1 invitation? I looked at the screen for a few seconds. I wanted to answer, but I wasn't sure how. What should I say? Should I write? Yes. Or, yes, I'd love to. Or maybe, sounds great. I thought carefully. Then I remembered something Claire had said. Don't be afraid. English becomes easier when you use it. I took a deep breath and started typing. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'd love to come. What time should we meet? A few seconds later, my phone vibrated again. Daniel replied first. Perfect. Let's meet at Green Park at 10 a.m., Emma added. Bring comfortable shoes. I smiled. Comfortable shoes? Why? Were we going hiking? Walking somewhere? Playing sports? I had no idea. Then Sophia finally joined the conversation. Don't worry. It's going to be fun. I laughed. Now, I was even more curious. I closed my book, looked out the window, and smiled. Tomorrow would be my first weekend adventure. With my new friends. Saturday morning, I woke up before my alarm. I felt excited. Today wasn't a school day. There were no classes, no homework, no tests. Just a day with friends. I looked at the clock. I still had plenty of time. I opened the curtains. The sun was shining. It was going to be a beautiful day. I smiled. Then I remembered Emma's message. Bring comfortable shoes. I looked at my shoes. I think these will be fine. I made breakfast. Toast, scrambled eggs, and a cup of coffee. While I was eating, I checked my phone. There was another message. Daniel, don't forget your water bottle. I laughed. He seemed very organized. I replied, Thanks. I won't forget. A few seconds later, he sent one more message. And don't be late. I smiled. I'll do my best. After breakfast, I packed a small backpack, my water bottle, a notebook, a pen, my phone, a light jacket, and my new English book, just in case. I left my apartment. The streets were peaceful. Many shops had just opened. People were enjoying their morning. Some were jogging. Some were walking their dogs. Others were sitting outside cafes with fresh coffee. Everything felt calm. As I walked, I suddenly realized something. I didn't know exactly where Green Park was. Oh, I should check. I opened the map on my phone. Green Park. There it was, 20 minutes away. I started walking. At first, everything was easy. The blue line on the map showed the way. I followed it carefully. Left. Right? Straight ahead. Simple. Then, I looked up for a second. A street musician was playing the guitar. People stopped to listen. I smiled. The music was beautiful. I watched for just a moment. Then I continued walking. 5 minutes later, I looked back at my phone. The blue line had disappeared. I frowned. Wait, this doesn't look right. I looked around. The street seemed unfamiliar. The cafe wasn't there. The bakery wasn't there. Even the buildings looked different. I had taken the wrong street. Oh no. I laughed quietly. This is my first time getting lost. I wasn't worried, just a little confused. I looked around. Across the street, an elderly man was walking slowly with his dog. He smiled kindly. I walked over. Excuse me? He stopped. Yes? Could you help me? Of course. I'm trying to find Green Park. He smiled. You've gone a little too far. Oh. I laughed. I thought so. He pointed behind me. Go back to the traffic light. Turn left. Then walk straight for about 5 minutes. You'll see the park on your right. I repeated slowly. Go back. Turn left. Walk straight. 5 minutes? The park is on my right. He smiled. Exactly. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. You too? As I walked away, I repeated the directions again. Go back. Turn left. Walk straight. The park is on the right. Repeating them helped me remember. A few minutes later, I saw a large green sign. Green Park. I found it. I smiled proudly. I wasn't lost anymore. Near the entrance, there was a small coffee stand. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air. I checked the time. I still had 10 minutes. Perfect. I walked to the counter. A young barista smiled. Good morning. Good morning. What can I get for you? I'd like a small iced coffee, please. Sure. Anything else? I looked at the display. Fresh muffins. Chocolate cookies? Croissants. Banana bread. Everything looked delicious. I smiled. One chocolate chip cookie, please. Great choice. He replied. That'll be $6. I paid. Thank you. My pleasure. A minute later, he handed me the coffee. Enjoy. Thanks. I took my first sip. It was cold, sweet, and refreshing. Just then, someone gently covered my eyes from behind. Guess who? I laughed immediately. Daniel? He removed his hands. What gave it away? I smiled. Only you would do that. He laughed loudly. You're right. Then Emma appeared. I told him not to scare you. Daniel shrugged. I wasn't scaring her. I was saying hello. Aiko arrived a moment later, holding a small paper bag. I brought snacks. Sophia smiled. I knew you would. We all laughed. It felt so natural, like we had known each other for much longer than 1 week. Daniel looked around at everyone. Is everybody ready? Emma smiled. For what? Daniel grinned. For today's adventure? We looked at each other. Nobody knew what he was talking about. He reached into his backpack, pulled out 4 folded pieces of paper, and smiled. I made a surprise for all of you. He handed 1 paper to each of us. Don't open it yet. Emma laughed. You're making this mysterious. Daniel smiled. Exactly. Trust me. This is going to be fun. We all looked down at the folded paper in our hands, then looked back at Daniel. I had no idea that this simple piece of paper was about to turn an ordinary Saturday into a day I would never forget. Daniel looked around. Is everyone ready? We nodded. He smiled. Okay, now, you can open your paper slowly. We unfolded the papers. Mine said, find the red bridge. Below that, there were 3 simple clues. Clue 1, walk to the lake. Clue 2, cross the small wooden bridge. Clue 3, look for something red. I looked up. What is this? Daniel smiled. It's a treasure hunt. Emma laughed. I knew you were planning something. Aiko clapped her hands. This is going to be fun. Sophia smiled. I haven't done a treasure hunt since I was a child. Daniel pointed toward the park. We'll stay together. But each of you should read the clues. Try to understand them. If you don't know a word, ask. That's today's English practice. I smiled. I like that. We started walking. The park was beautiful. Tall trees surrounded the walking paths. Birds were singing. Children were laughing. Families were having picnics. People were riding bicycles. The air felt fresh. Emma looked at my paper. What's your first clue? I read it aloud. Walk to the lake. She smiled. Can you see the lake? I looked around. Then I pointed. Over there. Exactly. Daniel smiled. Great job. We walked toward the water. The lake sparkled in the sunlight. Several ducks were swimming peacefully. A little girl was feeding them with her father. I smiled. They're so cute. Emma nodded. I come here sometimes. It's one of my favorite places. Daniel looked ahead. What's the second clue? I read it slowly. Cross the small wooden bridge. Aiko looked around. I think I see it. She pointed to a narrow bridge. It wasn't very big. It crossed a small stream that flowed into the lake. Daniel smiled. Let's go. As we walked across the bridge, I stopped for a second. The water below moved gently. I could hear the birds, the wind, the leaves. Everything felt peaceful. Sophia smiled. What are you looking at? The water, I replied. It's relaxing. She nodded. I know what you mean. Sometimes you don't need to say much. You can simply enjoy the moment. After crossing the bridge, we looked around. Now, Daniel said, what's the last clue? I smiled. Look for something red. Emma laughed. That could be anything. We all looked in different directions. A red flower, a red bicycle, a little boy wearing a red cap. Daniel folded his arms. Look carefully. There is only one correct answer. Aiko suddenly pointed. There, in the distance, a small red bridge crossed another part of the stream. Daniel smiled. We found it. When we arrived, there was a small wooden box under a bench. It had a note attached. Congratulations! You solved the first challenge? Emma picked up the box. What do we do now? Daniel smiled. Open it. Inside, there were 5 small envelopes, one for each of us. I opened mine. Inside was another note. It said, ask someone a question today. I smiled. That sounded easy. Emma opened hers. Take a photo of something beautiful. Aiko laughed. That's perfect for me. Daniel opened his. Make someone laugh. Everyone laughed immediately. You've already completed yours, Emma said. Daniel grinned. I thought so too. Sophia opened her envelope. Learn one new English word. She smiled. I can do that. Finally, Emma opened hers. She read it silently, then smiled. What does yours say? I asked. She looked at us. It says, help a stranger? We all became quiet for a moment. Daniel smiled. I wanted today's adventure to be more than just a game. I wanted us to create good memories and maybe to make someone else's day a little better. Nobody spoke. We simply smiled because we all understood. Sometimes the best adventures are not about where you go. They're about what you do and who you share them with. Just then, a voice called from behind us. Excuse me? We all turned around. An elderly woman stood nearby. She was holding a folded map. She looked a little confused. She smiled politely. "I'm sorry. Could you help me?" Emma looked at the rest of us, then smiled. "I think this is our first challenge." I took a small step forward. My heart beat a little faster. This time, I wasn't ordering food. I wasn't introducing myself. I wasn't speaking inside a classroom. I was about to have a real conversation with someone I had never met before. The elderly woman smiled kindly. "I'm looking for the rose garden. I think I'm going the wrong way." I looked at Emma, then at Daniel, then back at the woman. For just a second, I felt nervous. Could I really do this? Then I remembered something. Last week, I was afraid to order breakfast. Yesterday, I ordered lunch without any problems. Today, maybe I could help someone. I smiled. "I'll try." I looked at the map in her hands, then at the signs around us. Daniel whispered softly, "You can do it." I took a slow breath. "I think you should go straight, then turn right. You'll see the rose garden." The woman listened carefully. "So, go straight, then turn right." "Yes," I answered. She smiled. "Thank you so much." "You're very kind." "You're welcome." She waved goodbye, then slowly walked away. We watched her for a moment. Daniel smiled proudly. "You didn't need any help." I laughed. "I guess not." Emma nodded. "Your English is getting better." Aiko smiled. "And more importantly, your confidence is getting stronger." Confidence. I liked that word. Maybe that was the biggest change. Not perfect English, not a perfect accent, just more confidence. We continued walking through the park. Soon, we reached a wide open field. Children were flying colorful kites. Families were sitting on picnic blankets. Someone was playing the guitar. Two little boys were kicking a soccer ball. The ball rolled toward us. Daniel stopped it with his foot. One of the boys ran over. "Can you kick it back?" Of course. Daniel gently kicked the ball. The boy caught it. "Thanks. Have fun," Daniel replied. The boys ran away laughing. Emma smiled. "Looks like you finished your challenge too." Daniel laughed. I made someone smile. I made someone laugh. And I returned a soccer ball. "Today's going well." Everyone laughed. A few minutes later, we found an empty picnic table. We sat down together. Aiko opened her paper bag. "I brought sandwiches." Sophia smiled. "I brought apples." Emma opened another bag. "I made cookies." Daniel looked at everyone, then opened his empty backpack. Everyone stared at him. "That's it?" Emma asked. He smiled. "I brought my appetite." We all burst into laughter. "You never change." Emma said. I'm glad, Daniel replied. We spent the next hour talking about movies, music, favorite foods, dream jobs, places we wanted to visit. Sometimes we spoke quickly, sometimes slowly. Sometimes we searched for words. Sometimes we made mistakes, but nobody cared because everyone was learning. As the afternoon became evening, the sun moved lower in the sky. Golden light filled the park. Long shadows stretched across the grass. It was beautiful. Emma looked at the sunset. I love this time of day. So do I said quietly. Daniel stood up. I have an idea. He took out his camera. Let's take a group photo. Everyone stood together. Daniel placed the camera on a bench, set the timer, then hurried back. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Click. The camera captured the moment. 5 friends, 5 different countries, 1 language, 1 unforgettable weekend. Daniel picked up the camera. The picture appeared on the screen. We all smiled. It turned out great, Emma said. It really did, I replied. As we walked toward the park exit, my phone vibrated. I looked down. It was a new message. The sender's name surprised me. Claire, my English teacher. I opened it. The message was short. Hi, Sarah. I have a small opportunity for you. Would you like to help welcome a new student on Monday? I stopped walking. Read the message again. A new student? Me? Help someone else. Just 1 week ago, I was the new student. I looked up. My friends noticed my surprised face. Is everything okay? Emma asked. I smiled, then showed them the message. Daniel's eyes became wide. No way! Emma smiled proudly. I knew she would ask you. I looked surprised. You did? She nodded. Because you always smile. You always try. And you make people feel comfortable. I looked at Claire's message one more time. Maybe. This was another new beginning. I smiled and typed my reply. Yes. I'd be happy to help. I pressed send, then slipped my phone into my pocket. As we continued walking, I realized something. When I arrived in this city, I was looking for someone to guide me. Now, someone was asking me to guide another person, and maybe that is what learning a language is really about. One person helps another, one conversation at a time, one smile at a time, one day at a time. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next episode, where someone new arrives. And this time, Sarah won't be the one saying, I'm new here. She'll be the one saying, welcome.